I'm going to do the best I can to get through this, not just in one take, but without rambling like a moron. This year has been a pretty incredible year. I've shown you basically every awesome trip and opportunity that I've been afforded. And I think in some ways, only showing you the amazing things, the awesomeness, has kind of done you a disservice and isn't my most genuine self. What I haven't shown you is actually all of the stress of this year. This isn't a video where I want you to feel bad for me. I don't. I know that what I'm about to share is like first world problems, and I need you to know how fortunate and how lucky I really am. To give you a little backstory, a little context as to why I'm making this, for the last 4 years I've been doing YouTube full time, but I had another channel where I focused on fitness and tech. And while I didn't have a huge subscriber base, only like 38,000 I think is what it got up to when I left, financially I was doing very well for myself. YouTube can be just an absolutely amazing job. And if you're also making great money while you're doing it, man, just consider yourself very fortunate. You get to work from home, you kind of make your own schedule, at least that I did. I got to see my family, I got to travel. But for the last few years, I really got burnt out of the content that I was making. I really just did not want to tell anybody how to live their life, what they should focus on when it comes to health and fitness. I mean, I did that for like 20 years. And there's a point where you just kind of get burnt out and go like, I can't possibly add to this conversation anymore. I don't want to talk about health and fitness anymore. And I was thinking about like, what do I do instead? And it dawned on me, it's like, hey, dummy, talk about this. This is what you do. You've spent all this money on all of this gear. You haven't reaped any sort of benefit from it other than you get to make these awesome videos. Like, why don't you talk about the thing you're truly passionate about? And so I went to my wife and I said, hey, honey, what do you think about this idea of me not doing anything for that channel anymore? Maybe making one video a month, but I'm really going to focus on this new channel. And you got to understand, it wasn't like the 6 figures that I was making with the old channel would just keep rolling in. Money wasn't going to just keep rolling in. I was effectively saying, no more money. I'm going to start this new channel. And so there was a lot to think about. It wasn't an easy decision, but my wife being as kick-ass as she is, and we are very fortunate to be in this position where I could actually have this conversation. I know so many families out there are struggling to meet their needs day to day, and there's no way they could possibly think of a quote-unquote career change. There's just no way they could do it. But I'm very fortunate, and my wife was like, yeah, I just want you to be happy. And so we basically said, hey, we'll give this a year. We'll give this camera channel a year and see what can become of it. And so a major stressor throughout this time has been money. Right now I'm making about $100 a month with YouTube ad revenue. And that's hard. It's hard as a man to put the entire crux of our family's well-being on my wife. That sucks. Even though she can quote unquote afford it, it just hurts me. It pains me to the core to not have the money to show for it. The second stressor is simply just the deadline. I have never slept as little and then worked as hard as I have now. For the last 8 months, I've been going to bed at 9 and waking up at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, because every single day I'm woken up with the stress of, you've got shit to do. A year comes and goes so quickly, and I have been working my butt off to make this thing a reality. That you have a year deadline just eats at me, knowing that every single day that comes and goes, like, that deadline is almost up. And while the channel has grown, I mean, it's grown a lot, and I've had some really what I would consider successful videos, that Hasselblad being the big one, you know, almost hitting 900,000 views, I think, right now. Even though those are successful videos, there really isn't much to show for it. You would think with a tripling, a quadrupling of the subscriber count and that many views, like, something would happen. And it hasn't really, in terms of like financial support. Brands will come to me and they're like, hey, we love what you're doing, and we would love to work together. And I'm like, great, here is the proposal, here are the rates. And then it's just tumbleweeds, right? Now, don't get me wrong, having Lumix, getting to know Lumix, specifically Sean, and them putting their faith in me and being like, hey, we really like what you do. Like, here's a camera, test it out, no obligations whatsoever. You don't owe us a damn thing. We just think you're a cool creator and we think you'd make cool shit. That means the world to me. To have Nikon do that as well, I mean, that is just an incredible feeling. You know, a few years ago, Jared Land, the former owner of Red, like, he reached out to me and was like, dude, I love what you're doing. Here's a camera, go use it. I know you'll make something awesome with it. No obligations. They just believed in me, and that means a ton. But it does feel kind of disingenuous to not also share with you, to not share with you these moments, to not get vulnerable with you and tell you, like, I'm stressed out of my mind and I'm literally shaking with stress sometimes. And I haven't wanted to, because one, again, I'm insanely fortunate. These are all first world problems. I feel somewhat tone deaf to put this video out there, seeing how much is going wrong in the world right now. Not only do I have stress about the job, but I'm incredibly stressed with what is happening in the world, not only in the United States, but overseas. It just boggles my mind, and I'm losing faith in humanity. That eats at me, especially considering I can't really do anything about it. And as stressful as that is, a few weeks ago, somebody very, very, very close to me got diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. And I don't know how to process it. And I haven't processed it. I don't know if I will process it until it's too late. And so many of these trips and these highlights is literally me doing everything in my power to not, like, let those feelings of despair come in. I'm essentially running from my problems. 43 years old, running from my problems. It's so much easier to get in a car and go make videos and shoot photos and just not think of what will be an eventuality. At no point was I ever going to share any of this, because you are probably dealing with things far worse than this. And it felt so elitist of me to put this video out there knowing that you're dealing with your own shit. However, I had a talk with a friend, and he just said, like, yeah, you're vulnerable in your videos about your skill and like where you consider yourself, but you know, it might do you some good, not necessarily your viewers, but it might do you some good. It might be very therapeutic for you to make that video. And I thought about it for a long time, and I was just like, no, I'm not going to do that. But I think he is right. I'm putting this out there to show you that, not to show you anything, just to be therapy, and also to say thank you. And it's really cool that the channel has grown this much, and people are enjoying what we're doing, and I'm trying to like build something with you. focused around photography and getting better and loving the art of photography. But a few of you that I know really closely have been so supportive with me dealing with this this cancer information. It's brought me closer to a few of the people that I'm already really close with. Anyway, I don't even know how to wrap this up other than feeling like sometimes it just doesn't work out. You might not just work out. Like, that happens. Trust me, it's happened before. Sometimes I often feel like I do things and I'm just too late. Like, when I get in there, like the match is burnt down to the end and I'm just too late. And that's kind of what it feels like now. Just desperation. I will say though, desperation and clear direction will still like yield you so much more than that lack of direction. This is a weird video. I think I'm gonna stop it now because I will just continue to ramble. Just know that you're not alone. With all the stressful shit that's going out there, you're not alone. And make that circle that you got a little bit smaller and keep it really tight. All right, I'll see you later.